Welcome back to Virtual Framer tutorial series. We will be going through the different panels and sub-panels of the Visualize tab. The Visualize tab is where you will spend most of your time in. The Visualize tab is divided into two panels. The left side is the frame components. And the right side is called the wall. The wall panel is where the visualized frame is shown. You can change the wall colors by clicking the radio buttons above it. If the wall color you want is not shown in the 6 radio buttons, you can open the color palette window by clicking the custom color button and choose the color you want. If you have an RGB code for wall paint and would like to use it, click the Define Custom Colors button and you can enter the RGB. Click the Add to Custom Colors button, select the square containing the color, then press OK. When saving the Visualize frame, you will have the chance to include the wall color or have a transparent background. Let's head over to the left side of the window. The Frame Components panel is where you will tell Virtual Framer what frame moldings, mats and art you would like to use to create your frame design. The Frame Components panel is divided into 6 sub-panels. Starting from the top, the first sub-panel is the Item to Frame or Art. This is where you will tell Virtual Framer what the width of the art is. Virtual Framer will automatically calculate the height of your art. Keep in mind that all the sizes you enter in the Frame Components panel is the visible area of the art and frame components. These are the rotate arrows. It allows you to flip the art 90 degrees to the left or to the right. This is the Paste button, which allows you to cut and paste images from your web browser in conjunction with the Windows Snip and Sketch tool. This magnifying glass button will let you select and import any the JPEG or PNG art file stored in your hard drive. To use drag and drop, click the A button, then click on the art thumbnail or file name. Drag and drop the art into the wall panel. The next sub-panel is the frame molding. This is where you tell Virtual Framer what frame molding to use. You can use the magnifying glass to select the frame molding you want to use. Using the magnifying glass button allows you to select a molding that is not inside your default molding directory. To use the drag and drop feature, click on the F-Blue Helper button to open the default frame molding directory. From this directory, you can drag the molding and drop it on the wall or on the mini viewer. The Stack Molding or Fillet tab on this sub-panel allows you to stack a second frame or add a fillet to the frame. To use the drag and drop feature for the Stack Molding or Fillet tab, the Stack Molding and Fillet tab needs to be in focus. Click on the F-Blue Helper button to open the default frame molding directory. Then left-click on the frame molding or fillet you want. Drag it to the wall or to the mini viewer. Drop it by releasing the mouse button. To remove the stacked molding or fillet, click on this button. The third sub-panel is the Control. This is the Build Frame button. This button, when clicked, will put the frame together using the frame components you selected. These are the 4 Compare buttons. It allows you to add your frame designs to the Compare tab. The buttons are arranged to correspond to the 4 wall panels in the Compare tab. This is the Create Work Ticket button. It is not available at this time. This is the Save Frame Design button. It allows you to save your frame designs in the PNG file format. You have an option to save the frame design with the wall color or with a transparent background. The 4th sub-panel is the Helper buttons. The A button will open the Art default directory. The F button will open the Frame Molding default directory. The M button will open the Matte default directory. The V button will open the Visualize default directory. The Visualize directory is where you can save your frame designs in PNG format. The C button will show the fraction to decimal conversion chart. The W button will open the forward-facing customer wall window. You will want to use the forward-facing customer wall in a second monitor or window share in your Zoom video conference calls. It shows the design framed without the frame components panels. Any changes you make to the design will be shown here when you click the Build Frame button. The R button clears out the wall and all your selected frame components. The 5th sub-panel is the Top Mat. This is where you tell Virtual Framer what top mat you want to use and how wide a margin the mat should have. Using the magnifying glass button allows you to select a mat that is not inside your default mat directory. To use drag and drop, click on the M button in the Helper buttons sub-panel. Then left-click on the mat you want. Drag the mat to the wall or to the mini viewer. To change your mat margins, change the value here for the left margin, here for the top margin, here for the right margin, and here for the bottom margin. Click the Build Frame button to update the frame design. The Fillet tab is where you tell Virtual Framer if you want to add a fillet to the top mat. To use drag and drop, click the F button, then click on the fillet. Drag and drop the fillet into the mini viewer. You are only allowed to drag and drop into the mini viewer. The V-Groove tab allows you to add a V-groove on your mats. This is where you will enter the distance. Click the Build Frame button to update the frame design. To position the V-groove, choose if you want the measurement to start from the opening or from the outer edge of the mat. Click the Build Frame button to update the frame design. Check this box if you want a reverse bevel. Check this box if your mat has a black gore. To remove the fillet, click on this button. The last sub-panel is the bottom mat. The bottom mat sub-panel works just like the top mat sub-panel, but instead of mat margins, you will enter the bottom mat reveal sizes. To use drag and drop, click on the M button in the helper button sub-panel. Then left-click on the mat you want. Drag the mat to the mini viewer. Check this box if you want a reverse bevel. Click the Build Frame button to update the frame design. Check this box if your mat has a black gore. Click the Build Frame button to update the frame design. Thank you for watching.